Ask anyone why they haven't started that side hustle or hit the gym. The answer is always the same. They are simply too busy. And honestly, that excuse feels incredibly real. The sensation of rushing from the moment you wake up to the moment you collapse in bed carries a genuine physical exhaustion. Yet we live surrounded by technologies explicitly designed to automate our chores and streamline our work, supposedly freeing up our schedules. Despite this, we collectively report having less free time than any generation before us. The math doesn't add up. Saying "I'm busy" stopped being a reflection of our actual calendars. It has evolved into a psychological shield we use to protect ourselves from how we are actually spending our days. We tell ourselves that finding 30 uninterrupted minutes to sit down and do focused, future-building work is impossible in our current schedules. This chart shows how time is actually spent. Open the screen time analytics on the device in your pocket, and that missing 30 minutes is eclipsed by a daily average of 3, 4, or even 5 hours spent actively staring at a phone. This massive gap between our perceived free time and what the data proves we actually do suggests we are dealing with a behavioral loop that functions much like a dependency. We are dealing with a dependency. No chemical substances are involved, but the pull of a screen, the drip of notifications, and the endless swipe trigger the exact same type of compulsive behavior. Blaming the clock for our lack of progress masks a deeper loss of agency. We remain trapped because we choose to ignore how much of our day we are voluntarily surrendering to a digital interface. The daily binge rarely starts as a conscious decision to waste half the day. It always begins with a very specific lie. I'm just going to check this for 5 minutes. Algorithmic short-form content induces a specific state of time blindness, where the user's ability to track the passing of minutes is effectively disabled. This diagram maps attention over time. Traditional media uses natural friction. A book has chapters. A television broadcast has commercial breaks. These act as stopping cues, forcing your brain to acknowledge that time is passing. The architecture of the infinite scroll eliminates those cues entirely. Platforms hosting short-form video are engineered to bypass your brain's internal clock by removing every possible point of friction. Because the experience loops continuously without a single interruption, your conscious awareness of duration shuts down. Those promised 5 minutes easily distort into 3 hours before your neurology even registers the loss. Our time isn't accidentally slipping away. It is systematically extracted from us, while the very part of our brain that tracks reality is effectively anesthetized. The damage goes deeper than lost hours on a clock. Swiping away alerts and clearing notification badges tricks the brain into feeling a false sense of accomplishment. We feel productive while achieving absolutely nothing. Look at this comparison of effort versus payout. Executing difficult, meaningful work requires high biological friction and offers a delayed reward. On the other side, looking at a screen requires zero friction and delivers an immediate dopamine spike. When we consistently choose that frictionless digital reward day after day, we actively erode our neurological baseline. We train our brains to reject effort. This is why sitting down for a mere 30 minutes of concentrated work now feels physically and mentally painful. A brain habituated to instant gratification will actively resist any task that requires sustained focus. The modern inability to focus reflects an eroded threshold for effort. We have optimized our brains for the path of least resistance. Our chronic inability to concentrate is the inevitable result of treating a highly engineered dopamine delivery system as if it were a harmless everyday tool. If you project these daily habits over a decade, the trajectory becomes starkly clear. You face an unavoidable choice. You can either spend your life passively consuming digital content, or you can actively construct your personal future. These two states cannot coexist. Every hour you indulge in the algorithm directly cannibalizes the time, energy, and mental clarity required to build something of your own. Reclaiming control begins in the exact, literal second that you assert physical control over your device and put it down. Applying strict boundaries to your screen time isn't a form of self-punishment. It is the only effective defense mechanism you have against algorithms built to monetize your attention. Claims of being too busy often serve as a polite mask for a hard reality. The phone has become the priority, and the dream has become the distraction.